Hello and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kaylee Hendrickson. An HU student is still recovering tonight after a tragic car accident. In the early morning hours on October 5th, Huntington University senior Abby Kaufman and her friend Olivia Schumacher collided with a Clydesdale horse on a country road in Leo, Indiana. Abby is currently in the ICU battling some serious injuries. According to her recovery page on Facebook, the biggest prayer request for her is that her brain swelling would go down. Many of you have been wondering how you can help her during this time. HU President Sherilyn Emberton provides students with advice.
Abby Kaufman is a fantastic young woman and has been a great representative of Huntington University. So I think she's touched many people's lives, whether it was a mission trip that you took with Abby or if you've been involved with her art. She's just an incredible artist. If we can just keep praying and keep positive thoughts that the Lord's going to continue to heal Abby in this struggle that she's going through right now.
For more updates on how Abby is doing, you're encouraged to check out Abby Grace's recovery page on Facebook. Over this past weekend, many of you enjoyed Huntington University's homecoming events. Friday evening, students and faculty took part in the annual parade. Students created their floats under the theme, History of the Halls. Alumni and their families came out and enjoyed the parade. Afterwards, HU Student Activities Board announced this year's Olympiad teams with the colors of green, silver, pink, and blue. Student leaders crowned were Christiana Hicks and Andrew Dean as homecoming queen and king. The next day, local food trucks brought their business to Huntington University in a fun day out in the sun. Junk Dish Brewed, a brewing company, and Anticology were among the trucks that came to campus. It's HU's version of America's Got Talent. The homecoming fan favorite, Davis Hall's Follies, wowed students and family and alumni with power-packed singing, acting, and a lot of entertainment. Christiana Hicks and her band Dry Campus won the event with their cover of Seven Nation Army.
Don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. From the Queen of England to the Hound of
Freshman Christoria Cannon came in second place with her performance of Stone Cold.
Take the pain, give me the truth. Me and my heart will make it through. 'Cause if happy's
And third place went to sophomore Jordan Hersey with his rap performance of Rap Song.
In that mode of creating new musical flow, I feel there is nowhere that I cannot go. It makes me so happy, I hope that it shows. So I said to my friend, this is my life right here. It should be decently clear. I'm trying to face my fears of not.
Congrats to all of the hard work and creativity shown this year. So you may have also watched the second presidential debate. We're joined now in the studio by CM Malin, who is our FDN producer and senior. So CM, what can you tell us were your takeaways from this debate?
My takeaways from this debate, I really wanted to see how the candidates would recover from the first debates. We saw both of the candidates not do their best. They weren't at their A game last debates. So we wanted to see how they would recover from that. Trump has a lot going on in his campaign right now, a lot of negative energy with the video release of him allegedly talking about women in a way that is just making unwanted advances on them. So yeah, they both did a great job though. Despite the flaws in the campaign, Trump did a great job of standing his ground and being a little less interruptive than the first debate, and Hillary did a great job despite the interruptions, standing her ground and keeping her policies in check.
Yeah, well with all of that, who would you say won the debate?
This specific debate, debate number 2, I would say Hillary Clinton won. Out of these two nominees, she did a great job talking on her points, really engaging with the audience as it was a town hall style. She walked over to them, she spoke to them, really engaging with everyone who was there and that specific question that was asked. And despite the interruption, she stood her ground, only interrupting Trump 3 times, even apologizing for doing it, but saying, like, I have to at this point. So yeah, out of the two, I would say that Clinton won the second debate.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us. Is there any, I guess, word of advice that you want to leave students as we come into this voting season?
My biggest word of advice, I'm hearing a lot of talk around campus and on social media as well of students and voters not wanting to vote because they don't like Clinton and they don't like Trump. So my word of advice is educate yourself. Get out there, vote for who you align with. Maybe it's not Clinton and maybe it's not Trump. Maybe it's a third party and that's okay. Just go out there and exercise that vote. I ran a poll on my Twitter and I asked users on Twitter if you were to vote in the US election right now and your choices were Jill Stein, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Gary Johnson, who would you vote for? I had 80 votes come in. 8% of those were for Jill Stein, 30% were for Donald Trump. We had 28% for Clinton and 34% for Gary Johnson. So third-party people are not out of this. Get out there and vote with whoever you align with most. And pray, definitely pray whoever lines up with your morals and values.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for pulling me out from behind the scenes and having me in the studio.
Oh, you're always welcome. If you are wanting to find out which candidate you align with most, or you're curious about all the parties involved, you can go to isidewith.com and take their political quiz. And after the break, Noah Tobias will join us in studio to talk about how the Foresters bowling team is doing.
Well, I've tried repairing every little piece I've built and seen torn apart. Why try? The waves wreck me every time I'm back, stranded at the start. I'm sick of sinking in over my head. I wanna get out and set sail. It's time to leave the lost battles behind. Hey, I am ready to start again. My plans, they keep running me ashore. My hands are bruised and beat down, but I know the rising is the freedom I need. I won't stop now. I'm sick of sinking in over my head. I wanna get out and set sail. It's time to leave the lost battles behind. Hey, I am ready. Hang on, hold my breath.
This past weekend, our men's and women's bowling teams brought their skills to Indianapolis. While in Indy, both teams were able to have a night to themselves and have a lot of fun with bonding with teammates. This is only the second time in action this year for both teams. There were 23 men's teams and 26 varsity women's teams that attended this tournament at Western Bowl Lanes. This was a Tier 2 tournament, which means junior varsity and varsity tournament. Bowling tournaments include bowling 6 games on Saturday and a 16 Baker game on Sunday. Players are also not allowed to sit while games are in session. Games are played best of 5 against one other school. The team that you are playing against will be bowling in the lane next to you. The only people that are allowed on the bowling floor is the players and one coach per team. After the first day, the women scored 5,012 pins and were in 13th place. They ended up in 14th place for the tournament, and Brianna and Carebaugh finished 22nd individually. The men's team were not doing so hot the first day. They finished the second day only 31 pins behind Purdue University. Daniel Miller finished 18th individually, and the men's team finished 9th out of 23 schools. Now looking back on this past week, women's soccer played against Grace College this past Tuesday, and they tied 1-1 in double overtime. Men's soccer also played at Grace College and won 2-1. Men's tennis played their final match this past Thursday and lost at Indiana Wesleyan 4-5. Women's golf played this past weekend at the Taylor University Swan Lake Invitational, and they finished 9th out of 13th. This week for sports for the Foresters, men's and women's bowling are going to be playing this weekend at the Boilermaker Classic. The times will be determined shortly. Men's golf also has a tournament at Park University and will be teeing off at 10 a.m. both days. Men's soccer has a match versus Bethel College on Saturday and will be playing at 2 p.m. Women's soccer also has a match this Saturday and will play at Bethel at 3 p.m.
With fall break coming up this weekend, students may expect some comfortable weather temperatures.
FDN's Shelby Price joins us live on campus via Skype to give us the scoop of what's going to be happening.
I'm standing on the balcony of the MCA right now. It is currently 59 degrees and it is a gorgeous fall day. Tomorrow, this beautiful weather will continue with a high of 66 and a low of 46. Fall break also kicks off. On Saturday, it'll be a high of 75 with a low of 64. And on Sunday, it'll be the same temperature with a high of 75 and a low of 64. But there will be thunderstorms throughout the day, so don't forget your umbrella. I hope everybody has a great fall break, and we will see you when classes return on Wednesday. Live from the balcony of the MCA, Shelby Price, FDN News.
Well, that's all we have for you in this week's installment of FDN News.
Remember, you can always check us out at forsterdigital.net and follow us on Twitter at FDN_news.
Have a great night.